We're on the sidelines of the IT Mod Talk Summit presented by FedScoop. I'm Billy Mitchell, Editor-in-Chief of FedScoop, and I'm joined today by Casey Coleman, Senior Vice President of Digital Transformation for the Global Public Sector at Salesforce, and David Egts, Field CTO for the Public Sector at Mulesoft. Dave, Casey, thanks so much for joining me today.
Good to be here.
Let's start with a question on where one example of IT modernization has significantly improved the ability of government employees to work more productively over the past year.
There's so many great examples, and I just returned from a business trip to Australia and New Zealand to visit our customers there, and so this is really top of mind for me. And some examples that I saw there just really point to the patterns we see globally. Government employees are doing essential work, and yet they are very resource constrained. They've got to get quick time to value and do more with the resources that they have. And they have too many systems, too many different data sources. One example is the child protection services in Australia. They do foster care, they do child protection, and so they're dealing with families in moments of crisis. And what they've done is to modernize the experience for their caseworkers. Their caseworkers had way too many visits to even be able to get to the less urgent ones. But by putting everything on a mobile device and by integrating all of the different data sources around the child's educational experience, the legal experience, the health experience, they could put all that information on a caseworker's mobile phone so that they could both be present, do the work at one time and not bring notes back and have to re-enter them, but also get to more of those families, do more home visits, make sure that they were covering their territory in a way that brought service and help to needy families at a really important moment.
Yeah, and when I think about modernization, a good U.S. federal example is USDA, and for them it's not just something that they started last year and did last year. I look at modernization as it's a journey, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And in their case, they were back in 2017. There was a big reorg where USDA went from 29 different agencies down to 8 sectors. And each of those 29 agencies had their own inventory and billing systems. And so we work with them to consolidate all that into one single system for IT system inventory and for billing. And it really shrunk things down and really helped streamline things for the workers. And then for the developers in particular, we always talk in the DevOps world about developer velocity, right? And making an impact as fast as possible. With the streamlining that they did, they were able to accelerate the time to get their developers on keyboard a lot faster. They went from 6 to 9 months down to 5 days. And so that's a 35x improvement. And this also allowed them, by being hands-on keyboard a lot faster, they were able to get integrations created 92% faster. And as a result, with the reuse that they were doing with their APIs, they were able to pay down their technical debt by reducing the cost of maintaining those integrations by 65%.
That reminds me of one other example. Employees are on the front lines trying to deliver services to the public, and if it takes forever to get new capabilities deployed, that just means that they're behind the curve. We've worked with one cabinet agency that formerly took 3 years to get a new system fielded, and they've been able to employ an agile DevOps approach, use our platform to be able to move quickly with pre-built capabilities, and now that's down from 3 years to 3 months. It's just amazing.
And what's one example where IT modernization has significantly improved the customer experience for American citizens over the past year?
Let's go back to the USDA example with farmers.gov, the portal for farmers, ranchers, and producers. It's a single place to get all services. So I come from a farming family, and I know firsthand there's a lot of different programs and benefits. One of those benefits and programs that USDA is responsible for is grants. And this is a common function. Almost every agency has a grant-making function. And by having a place to go to apply, being able to see the status of the grant, understanding the requirements and what's expected of the terms of the grant, and then being able to then, from the government side of things, see from a holistic perspective what benefits and results and outcomes they're getting from their grants. So USDA and a lot of other agencies are really leaning into that to improve the experience for those they serve.
Yeah, and I'll give you a state example. State of Colorado has been doing really, really well in terms of, again, with that journey of modernization, going from Medicaid eligibility It used to take them 45 days to find out whether somebody, from the time they hit submit until they found out whether they're eligible or not for the aid, it took 45 days. So by being able to integrate the processes and automate the processes, they got that down from 45 days down to instantaneous. And that's so important as we think about the impact on citizens and being able to deliver help to people in need right away. And with the reuse that they were able to get out of that, they were able to go from the medical, all the questions that you would be asking and all the data resources that you're asking for medical assistance, they reused them for low-income energy assistance. And so they're able to get that application up and running faster. And then the third spin of the flywheel was the ability to stand up a joint integrated eligibility. So for things like food and for housing, it's those same sources that people are tapping, they're reusing that, and through that reuse, they're able to deliver services to citizens a lot faster.
Casey, Dave, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
Thank you.